Hi, Vincent Scully from Cart Integrator, and welcome back to our training. We're still in the System and Settings page, and in this training we're going to look at Image, Mail and Server. So in the Image section we can specify our store logo. So if we go to our demonstration store, we can see we've got the Cart Integrator logo in our store. So if we want to change that, simply click on the logo, click the pencil, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a new logo. Now in this section you can add folders should you wish, and this can be a good way for you to organize your store. So let's say I'm going to add in a folder here that says logo, and I'm going to click the plus sign to add that logo, and it tells me it's now been successfully created, and there's our folder. So if we want to upload a logo into here, we just select the folder and click upload, and now what we're going to do is select a logo. So I'm going to grab the Kartra logo, and we're going to upload that file. It gives us a message to say success, your file has been uploaded. There's our logo. Click OK and click save. And now what you will find is that the logo has changed in your store. We can also specify, I'm just going to change this back and I'm going to put it back to our Cart Integrator logo. We can also specify a fav icon, and the fav icon is a little icon that's used in the top left corner of your browser tab, and we can specify that, and if we hover here it advises us that the icon should be a PNG that is 16 pixels by 16 pixels. So that's fairly straightforward. There's no need for me to change that. It's essentially the same process as for our logo. Our Mail tab allows us to specify the emails that will be going out from our store. So the first option is the mail engine, and this uses the PHP mail engine, but if you want you can specify an SMTP server, and you would need to enter the relevant information into these sections. So mail parameters, enter the -f space email to specify the parameters for the outgoing email using PHP mail. You can, as I mentioned, enter your SMTP host name, SMTP username and SMTP password, and the port and timeout values. In most cases you can just use your own email address. We have our info@cartintegrator.com email address, so any notifications from the store will go out to that email address. We can define the alerts that will be triggered, so register, affiliate, orders and reviews. So that means that if somebody registers as an affiliate, that's register as a company or customer, register as an affiliate. If an order is placed or if a review is left, that you will get an email. And you can then enter in a comma separated list of additional emails should you want alerts to be sent out to anybody else. Our final screen in settings is server, and server allows us to control various aspects of our store. So one of the options is maintenance mode. So if we specify that to yes, what happens is then when somebody visits our store, they're going to get a message to say, well, they should do, let me log out and we go home. I'm going to open an incognito window to show you what happens with maintenance mode. So we're going to pop in the URL, and if the store is in maintenance mode, this is the message that will be presented to your customers. So I'm going to just take this store back out of maintenance mode and say no. SEO URLs are really important from obviously an SEO perspective, and this should be set to yes. Compression levels, this allows us to specify gzip compression. So generally level 4 is pretty nice. Whether or not we're going to use an SSL certificate, every store should have an SSL certificate. Google is going to start penalizing stores that don't carry or websites generally, including stores, that don't have an SSL certificate. Allow the forgotten password option is if somebody's trying to log into the store and they forget their password, they can request a new password. Shared sessions is relevant if you're going to use multiple stores, and this will allow a customer browse one of your stores and go to the other, and will bring that cart information from one store to the other. Encryption key is specified as default. You don't really need to change that. We can specify the maximum file size for upload. So if within your store you specify that somebody can upload a file, it will determine the size. Allowed file extensions, fairly straightforward. These are the file extensions that you will allow to be uploaded. Allowed file MIME types, again fairly straightforward. Error handling allows you to specify whether or not you will show errors in your store. Generally set this to no, but if you're adding a new piece of software to your store, you might want to set this to yes so that you can see any errors that may be appearing in your store while you're configuring that new piece of software. The error log file name, fairly straightforward. This is the log file name that will store any errors related to your store, and that's accessible under system and maintenance and error logs. Okay, so that's pretty much us covered on the settings aspect of your Cart Integrator e-commerce store.